Alright, here we are. We've got our pistons and rod assemblies out. Now we're going to take out our mains and get this crank out of here. First thing we got to do, I went ahead and loosened all these up. Had a blowout on my glove. Make sure you know where this stud goes, because after you send this block to the machine shop, they may put it over here, wherever. That is where your oil pickup bolted, remember? So make sure you know which cap it went on and where it bolted up. Otherwise you're going to be searching around. It'd be pretty obvious, but you'll figure it out. Make sure that you know where that goes. I also wanted to show you this. This is a rod bearing that is pretty much shot. Notice all the copper. You see copper instead of aluminum. It's shot. It needs to be replaced. Several of them were like this. This was the worst one. It was the top in the rod cap. The rods tend to wear out on the top, the upper part. Mains will be on the lower part. Again, remember, this block is upside down, so the lower part, rods will be on the upper because it comes up, stops, and then has to come back down, and it wears that more. But I just wanted to show you that. Alright, so let's get our main off here. These usually do require some persuasion. So we'll get it going our way. Main looks good, a little bit scratched, but not bad. Again, here's our number in that arrow. That's number 1. Gonna go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So very good. You got that. Put them on the table over here in order. Number 2. That one's got a little bit of copper, you can see there, but not bad, not bad. That one also says number 2, arrow to the front. They will also go in the same side. You can't turn them that way, you know. Now I misspoke a while ago. This is the thrust on a 302. I screwed up. I'm used to the modulars. They're totally different. Notice how this bearing is got sides on it. It doesn't just fill out here. It's got sides and everything. What that does, this crankshaft will try to move back and forth. Obviously, it can't move back and forth very much. Them rods will be inside the block, and then we've got crap going all over the road. So this thrust is back and forth motion. With both sides, it sets that, and you check that with a dial indicator, and I think on a 302 is about 6 to 12 thousandths. So when we assemble it, we would check that. But this is the thrust bearing. It's the middle one. I think on a Chevrolet, small block Chevrolet's at the back, if I remember right. Not built that many of those, but the thrust on the 302 in the middle. Okay, notice how different that is. Very different. Number 4, still looking pretty good, not looking bad. Five's made totally different. You have your bearing here, you have a groove right here. See that groove? That is for this seal. This is your rear main seal. This is a one-piece seal. Your newer engines have a one-piece seal. Your old ones have 2 pieces. Half of it goes here, and half of it goes in the block. These newer ones have a one-piece seal, much better design. Not as likely to leak, although they do. They leak pretty bad. So, but that one's obvious you can't get it. It won't even fit. So that one's pretty foolproof. This seals the back of the crank so no oil goes shooting out the back and all over the road and all over your transmission. That's what that's for. Alright, we are ready. we're ready to take our crank out now. Okay, this thing ain't light. These little 302s are not bad. Gotta be a big block Chevrolet, big block Mopar especially. Gotta be a Hemi crank sometime, and you'll see. These are not bad. These are called your throws. If you look at this, see if I can do this. Dead on. Kind of looks like a cross. You got throws up this way, all four directions. That's where your rods were at. Your rods were here, 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 and down here. Your mains, good thing I'm not using this crank. Your mains, the ones that fit, these 5 here, are straight in a row. 1, 2, 3. It starts from the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're right in a line. The rods are not. They're offset. That because your rods and your pistons are at different positions. Some's on the intake stroke, some on the compression, some power, some exhaust. So they have to be in different positions. But this is your crankshaft. It is in the very bottom of the motor. Last thing we take out. But that's it. That's your crank. So this one doesn't look bad. It could be reused. Maybe polished, maybe remachined. But could probably use that. We're not. We're going with a stroker. Stroker means that this right here is longer. So we're going to take this block that is a 302 cubic inch, and when I'm done with it, it'll be a 347 cubic inch. So that's what we mean by a stroker motor. Here's the bearings. These are the upper bearings for your mains. They come out the same way. You know, a little bit stuck, but I'll take one out. Let me set this over. Alright, let's see if we can get one out here. Everything's wanting to fight me today, guys. Of course, that's atypical with me. Everything wants to fight. Here we go. Again, it has a tang on it. Tang. The tang right there. Hope y'all can see that. Let me see if I can guide you down. See that tang right there? That's where it goes. Whoa. This matches up. And that tang goes right in there, right like that. Okay? Very good. Alright. One thing I am going to show you, and then you will have successfully disassembled a small block Ford. So I'm going to try to get this thrust bearing out. I may have to hit it with my handy dandy beat up screwdriver. Love that thing. Try to get some of this oil off of here. When I turn this upside down, it's going to make a mess in my floor, and I really don't want that. My wife wants it even less. She has to come down here and do my laundry, so she has to clean my dirty drawers, and so we don't want her mad. So, well, break it loose and then go the right way. Can't go that way because my tang was stopping me. Wasn't thinking again. Just trying to get some of this oil off here. Be nice if these guys drain the oil before they get here, but they will not. This is your thrust bearing right here. It's got sides to it. That keeps that crank moving from moving back and forth too much, and you have to set that. If you don't have enough, you can take some sandpaper, go in a figure 8 on a piece of glass. That table's not smooth enough. That table's not smooth enough. Certainly the floor is not smooth enough. Put it on a piece of glass, because glass is perfectly straight. Lay the sandpaper down, figure 8 it until you can get your clearance. Slow process. You got to do it a little bit, put it together, measure it, take the crank back out, take this back out, do it a little bit, put this back in, put the crank back in, torque it back down, check it again. If it ain't right, and you have to do that 4 or 5 times. Make you slap your mama. Not good. So hopefully that'll work out for us when we put this thing back together. Hopefully you guys learned something today. I hope you did. I hope you have learned quite a bit, actually. And I'm going to clean this up, get it ready to go to the machine shop, and appreciate you guys being on board with me.